Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Podcast. Thoughts, analysis, and information to help you succeed in your fantasy football leagues. I am your host, Chad Lyon, and joining me is Nick Hunsicker.
Yo.
And our producer, Mitchell Bird. Hello. This is our Week 16, 4 o'clock Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football game slate preview. Here we go, Nick.
Let's do it.
Fantasy semifinals weekend incoming.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Confident?
No, my team has, in the literally 2 days since I last seen you, my team fell apart at the seams. Like it's not good.
My night started with I benched Cortland Sutton about 15 minutes or so before the game. I put in JSN, so I felt good by the end of the Broncos game.
Yeah.
And I have this wild league that I'm in, 16 man. And I have Bo Nix. And I mean, you can start up to like 5 quarterbacks if you can make it happen. It's a wild league. I'll have to break that one down some episode because it is crazy. Yeah. Like the scoring is nuts. And he started out with, he started my team out last night with 33.5. So I got a good start. Yeah. So let's go Caleb Williams. Yeah. Let's go Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Let's go Amon-Ra.
I meant to put in Gus Edwards before the game started and I forgot to do it, and he scored 20 some points on my bench. So yeah,
that hurts, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's
and now
rough.
K. Otton's doubtful, so there goes my flex that I was gonna put Gus Edwards in, and yeah, it's not looking good.
Are you feeling confident, Mitchell?
I'm okay, I think, for the most part.
You're in 2 semifinals.
Yeah, I'm in 3. Actually.
Yo, you're in 3.
But 2 are the ones I'm confident. The third one, I just lost Alvin Kamara, and there's nothing to really
go get. Kendra Miller.
Is that the podcast league?
That's
the Dead Ducks league.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's rebuilding for me. That and the podcast. I'm just having fun, trying new things.
Yeah. You're set up to rebuild though already. Basically.
Oh yeah. A couple firsts, couple seconds. I'm ready to rock and roll. I just got Penix to go with Caleb Williams. That's looking good. Yeah. All right, let's get on to some top 3 lists here. Nick, give me your top 3 Christmas traditions.
Going to get the trees, number 1. After Thanksgiving, we always go and get the tree as a family. That's super fun. I haven't been able to attend the last couple because of work. It's in the way, but
sure.
That was always a good thing when I was a kid. Number 2, I would say the chocolate chip pancakes my dad makes Christmas morning. You're not sleeping like when you're a kid. You're not sleeping. You're wide awake all night long. And then you smell the chocolate chip pancakes. You're like, it's time.
Let's go.
And you have to eat before you open up gifts. That was our rule.
You eat so fast.
I know. I would wolf down like 6 chocolate chip pancakes. Just throw them down. And then my third one would be the Christmas Story being on the TV the whole time. You get to hear the funny quotes in the background. I love that movie. I can't wait to watch it.
Nice.
Mitchell?
Well, I'm going to say Christmas morning, my mom always used to make like a homemade hot chocolate using like real cocoa and milk and stuff, stovetop. Always had a candy cane in it. So it's kind of like wake up to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a little similar. I think I remember it smelling very much when I woke up, but still, the taste was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go number 2. Surprising enough, it's going to be like wrapping presents.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like to wrap presents per se, like nice. I buy like 3 or 4 extra rolls of tape, and I just go nuts because I want my kid to work for it. It's like you see a little sweat coming off, and he starts figuring out what's inside. So I always overwrap, but it's kind of have some fun like that as a dad.
Yeah.
And then last one is going to be doing puzzles with a family and just having football on and just enjoying the day.
Yeah. Nice.
Very cool. Getting the tree with my son, that was just like, that's just what we do. Me and him always get it.
Yeah.
We're like we always pick on my wife. Like, no, we're the best at picking the trees.
Yeah.
I'm always flexing once the tree's up. Like, oh boy, look at that tree. Oh, it's
perfect. Tree.
Only had one bad side right to the corner.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just another one would be just making rounds to my mom's and my in-laws on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, eating a ton of food, hanging out, just seeing everybody. A throwback would be my son is now 20, but watching him open his presents when he was a little boy was like the best ever. Like it would be, I remember it would be so stressful like making sure that we got everything. It's just like this.
I hope he likes it.
Well, no, not even that. It was like the financial side of it.
Oh,
it's like,
right.
'cause we're like, Julie and I were young parents. So, I mean, I'm 39. My son is 20.
Sure.
So do the math.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it was tough those first few years. You know what I mean? And to see like the thrill and joy and appreciation.
Yeah.
Just was just
when I was a kid, I
all
could
that
have cared
stress
less.
Yeah.
I could open up underwear and I was happy.
Yeah.
I was just happy to open up the gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just made like the stress side of it. You know, like your budgeting was extra hard.
Yeah.
And it made that worth it.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. All right. You want to get into some games?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's start with 4:00 games, and we'll start with the Vikings at the Seahawks. As far as the Vikings, this is going to be kind of a quick show. We only got 6 games.
Yeah.
It's just things are just so obvious at this point. This was obvious since day one. You start Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
You're starting Aaron Jones. Seattle's 24th against a running back position. How are we feeling on Jordan Addison?
Yeah, give me Jordan Addison.
21 targets over his last 2.
Yeah.
So
people are trying to lock up Justin Jefferson. And
and Addison's very aware of it.
Yeah, Jordan Addison is eating because of it.
He's made that clear.
Yeah.
He's like, I understand. He's
you have to cover me too.
Yeah. Yeah. He is now inside the top 20 at the receiver position. So he snuck right into receiver 2 territory, I'd say.
Love it.
I'm going to call him a flex with tremendous upside.
I agree.
The Seahawks are 20th against the wide receiver position. So
how dare you disrespect my boy Sammy D? I already know it's coming.
I like Addison. Where are you at with Darnold this week?
I love him every week.
Yeah, I'm good with Darnold this week. I got no problem with it.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a Seahawks defense, especially the pass defense.
I don't understand why.
I love them because Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen. I love that. I love the DBs.
They're 20th against the receiver position.
I'll tell you this: they get no pass rush. I did notice that. There's no pass rush.
Right. That doesn't help.
The DBs can cover as long as they can. But
the pass rush is what made us all think Josh Norman was a good corner.
Yeah.
Turns out not so much.
Yeah, right? I agree.
So, no, there's not much of a pass rush there. They don't get much help there. As far as Hawkinson goes, I like him this week. He's still looking for his first touchdown of the year. I think it happens this week. But if you have another option you'd prefer, I'm also not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
Got anything else for them?
I love Sam Darnold.
Okay. I like Sam Darnold this week, man. For the Seahawks, the matchup, it lines up nicely through the air. And Geno is playing, so that's good. I was terrified it was going to be Howell. And after watching him play an entire second half last week, no thank you.
Made you sick to your stomach, huh?
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad. Has JSN now officially passed DK?
Yeah.
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 I agree. It's not like he's necessarily out targeting him a ton. Only once in the last 3 weeks has he out targeted DK. JSN is he's more efficient with what he gets.
Yep.
He's a better route runner. I think he's a better receiver in general, period.
Agree.
I can't wait to look at some advanced stuff on those two, like season wide. I just want to see. I bet there's some wild stuff in there.
Yeah.
He does a really good job, JSN, finding space and getting open for Geno when the play breaks down. Like he's just, to me, he's a high end flex with just wild upside. Like I only say he's a high end flex because unless you made all these crazy moves and decided to lean on him as your receiver 2, you probably only have to flex him.
Right.
So I think he has massive, he could be your receiver 2.
Right.
But for the way your roster probably looks, getting to this point, he's probably a flex. So to me, he's a high end flex with just crazy upside. And again, could be considered a receiver 2 for sure.
Yeah.
DK is just a flex for me.
Boomer bust flex.
Yeah.
Or boomer. Yeah, I said boomer bust flex.
Boomer bust flex. Yeah. He's tending to his shoulder injury still. So last I looked, he's questionable. So just put your eyes on that. Ken Walker and Charbonnet. It looks like Walker's playing. It looks like Charbonnet's playing. I lost interest in both. I shouldn't say I lost interest. I'm still starting Ken Walker. It makes Charbonnet tough to start, but you can't. I don't imagine they would just ignore what he's done either. 50-50 workload incoming?
I think it'll be like 60-40. Ken Walker. But because it's 60-40 and against the Minnesota
Yes.
rush defense, that's scary.
Yeah,
I would avoid Charbonnet. I mean, you're going to play Walker, but got to really temper expectations, I think.
I think if the matchup was better, I'd say you can still flex Charbonnet.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, they both make me very nervous this week. I agree, it probably will be something like 60-40 Ken Walker. But man, this Minnesota run D is as good as any run D. They're really good, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have Ken Walker, you're starting him. Temper your expectations a little bit. If you could find another player to play over Charbonnet, I would think that you might be able to.
Yeah.
With what's on your roster, I don't know. Hopefully you had them both. You can just flip flop Walker in for Charbonnet and call it good. You don't have to worry about Charbonnet or nothing. But yeah. So let's move on. I think that's it. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. The Patriots at the Bills. Yay.
Oh,
I don't want to start any Patriots unless I'm forced to flex Stevenson.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to, man. I would rather start Jerome Ford.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
There are technically worse options than Hunter Henry, but not many.
Yeah.
I'd like to avoid that as well.
Yeah, I don't want to start anybody.
It's just not a fantasy friendly team, man. It just isn't. The Bills, you're starting Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir is a flex with serious upside. Listen, I really like. You agree with all that?
Yeah.
Okay. I really like what Keon Coleman can become.
Yeah.
I love him in Dynasty.
Yep.
You cannot convince me to start him or Amari Cooper. They just one or both could certainly do something, but I'm just not willing to bet on that out of the blue.
Yeah. I have to in that Dynasty League where I was saying how I forgot to put Gus Edwards in and now Cade Otton's missing the game. I'm sliding Keon Coleman in because he's pretty much all I have left on the bench.
I get it.
So I'm starting him, but I don't expect. Yeah. I don't even expect him to hit his 10-point projection.
They just didn't get me here.
No,
they didn't get anyone to this position. Neither did Dalton Kincaid, so I would like to avoid him as well this week. Though it's worth noting, he just about hit 10 PPR points last week. Yeah, and he had 7 targets. He caught 4 for 53, 9 PPR points. So a quick dynasty note. Like Coleman, I still like Kincaid's prospects for the future. I say this all the time. We get entirely too impatient on young players, and I would advise against that, especially when you're talking about the tight end position. We've been spoiled with young talent hitting immediately here lately. But generally speaking, it's just not the case. And history has absolutely taught us this. It is entirely possible that Dalton Kincaid breaks out in year 3. I still believe in Kincaid's talent. He's tied to Josh Allen. I would recommend in dynasty formats to go buy low from the frustrated owner or the owner who's just given up on him and doesn't believe in his talent. Those people exist. And in my opinion, you should attack that. And if you can get it cheap, you should.
Yeah.
I would take advantage of that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and I would also do the same exact thing for Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if you happen to have one or both of these guys in Dynasty, hold.
Mm-hmm.
Hold.
Agree.
All right. Anything else for that game?
No.
Start the Bills D?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the Jaguars at the Raiders.
This week is terrible.
It's not good.
It's not terrible.
Good. Smash start Brian Thomas Jr. This guy could just win you your league out of the flex. Are you going to start ETN this week?
No.
Double-digit points in 2 straight, 11 and 12 PPR points. But I've avoided all year. I'll continue to do it, and so should everyone else. There's no way he got you to this spot. Are you starting Brenton Strange?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see who you would start him over a little later.
Okay.
Is he still questionable, or did he drop the tag?
I don't know.
All right, monitor that.
Yeah.
I could pull it up here really quick and just tell you.
Unfortunately,
Strange has dropped his questionable tag, so he is a go.
Nice.
Anything else on the Jags?
No.
No. For the Raiders, I really hope O'Connell plays.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's Ritter.
Okay. Regardless, you're starting. Well, let's double check this real quick. So, quarterback, Raiders. It looks like O'Connell's playing.
Oh.
Yep.
So Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. Let me just double check here. He does not carry an injury designation. He's the starter. The only reason Ritter was playing was because O'Connell couldn't. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're starting Bowers. You're starting Jacoby Myers. As long as Jacoby plays, I should have had a note in here. It's been a really bad day and a bad week. Man.
Yeah.
I'm not as prepared for this as I should be. But as long as Jacoby Myers plays, he is steady Eddie in the flex. So I also have mild and a pinch interest in Madison and Abdullah. Now this is you had CMC, you lost him. You had Mason, you lost him. You had Garendo, you lost him. There's people in this boat.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. So luckily I had something on my bench I could put in for Garendo, so that worked out. If you don't, it's not a reach at all that one of these two running backs is a mild spike this week, whether it's Madison, whether it's Abdullah. I don't know. If I had to pick one, I would lean Madison. You?
Abdullah, he gets work out of the backfield.
He does. If you watch Aiden O'Connell, though, when he drops back, his eyes immediately go downfield. When guys like Des Ritter are in, when he drops back, his head goes left or right.
Dink and dunk.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell, he tries to push the ball down the field. He's not afraid to.
Sure.
Which makes me, I really like Jacoby Myers as long as he's healthy. I like him this week a lot. But yeah, because of that, now if we were talking about Des Ritter, I might lean the other way.
Yeah.
But it's Madison to me because of O'Connell. I only think that because don't think Abdullah will see the dump offs that we hope he'd see. He'll see some. He'll see a couple, but I don't think he's going to get 6 or 7 catches.
Right.
With someone like Ritter, he certainly could.
Right.
So yeah, give me Madison in a pinch.
Okay.
You too?
Yeah.
There might be some other guys you might like more. We'll talk about them here in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to I'm not starting any defenses either.
No.
Let's move on to the 49ers at the Dolphins. Starting Purdy? I will start Purdy.
No.
I like him in a bounce back. Go look at his game log. Brock Purdy is Mr. Bounce back, and it's like clockwork. When he's off, he fires right back the following week. It's right there in front of your face. It's sunny Florida, but it's not like it's a weather problem. I think the Dolphins defense has come around here lately. They're starting to tighten up a little bit, but yeah, man, this guy, it goes back to last year. Every time he has a down game, for lack of a better term, he kicks ass the following week.
I hope they pay him so much money.
Yeah.
I hope they give him a Daniel Jones contract.
Why?
So that they're stuck with him.
So that you're stuck with Purdy.
Yeah.
Stuck with Purdy.
Stuck with Purdy.
Yeah.
He's not that good.
Come on, dude. What else does he have to do? So he has some bad games. Like to me, he's not that much different than Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we champion for Jared Goff all time.
I wouldn't say I champion for
Jared
Goff.
But we're okay with
I don't
Jared
think
Goff.
like Jared Goff won't win you a Super Bowl.
Oh.
Unless the team around him is as good as the Lions are.
Well, but
they're also super
that's like
hurt,
every quarterback in the history of ever, other than like 2 guys.
Well,
I mean,
if you put
outside of Brady, who has won a Super Bowl without a supporting cast, without a real supporting cast?
Pat Mahomes.
Okay, I said outside of 2 guys, right? So he was one of those 2 guys.
Pat Mahomes.
Okay.
I mean,
and then you're stuck trying to figure it out.
Aaron Rodgers won one with Jordy Nelson, who, if he has any other quarterback, probably isn't what he was.
We can't say that because we never saw it.
I know. Well, we did with the Raiders.
Oh, come on. When he was like 45 years old.
That was.
Yeah, he was like 40.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm not a fan of Brock Purdy. There's a reason he was drafted dead last.
Sure. But it's not even necessarily a Purdy thing with me. It's a Shanahan thing.
Jimmy Garoppolo was also good enough in that offense.
Again, it's a Shanahan thing.
Yeah.
And he was not as good as Brock Purdy in that offense.
I think they're pretty damn close.
This is going to be a conversation for, all right, you know what? This is a great off-season argument, and we are going to get after it. So you better come with some notes.
All right, I will.
All right. I'm okay with Purdy this week. I like the bounce back aspect. I will ride those numbers. If you're riding with Nick, don't start.
I mean, if you've gotten there with him and you have no other option on your bench, fine.
Okay.
But I don't love it.
Okay. Niners pass catchers, smash start Kittle. With a Purdy bounce back, I say flex Juwan Jennings, and I believe he gets right back on track this week and potentially gives you like a semifinal winning kind of week. I can see that. Nick?
Sure.
Are you, I mean, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm okay with Juwan Jennings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say the same for Debo.
No.
I'm done. I call him a buy low. If you listen to me, I'm sorry. I hope you disagreed with me. My apologies. It looks like Garendo is not going to play. What's behind him is too risky. I don't know the usage these guys are going to get. I'm going to fade the whole thing. I would assume Patrick Taylor gets the bulk of the load just because they don't seem to run a 2 or 3 headed monster.
One guy.
They'll just kind of lean on a guy, and maybe it's a Banacanda. I don't know.
Somebody's getting 20 carries. We just don't know who.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd say 20, but someone's getting double digit.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it is. I just don't know.
No clue.
If I
it
had
could
to
be
guess-
Kyle Juszczyk. We don't know.
It's not going to be Kyle.
Like, we don't know.
If I had to guess one, it would be Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, I think so. He's been there all season.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. The Dolphins, you have to start Hill most likely, but he is questionable. Keep your eye on it. But you got to be loaded not to start him. I know it's been rough, but you got to bet the talent. The problem is he's been wide open quite a few times recently, and it's just Tua check down. I mean, check down. And he's doing it like with a clean pocket with time to throw. He's playing safety ball, and it's really affecting Hill's boom upside, you know?
Right.
So you just have to hope that he hits him on one here at home in his cushy Florida stadium. Right? I mean, that's what you got to hope.
And Tyreek Hill can always break one.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
he always has that potential. So
I didn't see. I think Waddle is probably not going to play, but if he does play, are you going to flex him? Or are you going to stick with whatever you flexed last week to get you here?
yeah, I think so. I think I would do that.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
You're obviously starting Achane. Do not get cute.
Yeah.
Keep riding the talent upside. You're doing the same with Jonnu Smith.
Mhm.
Hot take Hunzi called Jonnu Smith a top 5 tight end rest of season several weeks back, and it is coming to fruition. Nick, he is currently the number 4 tight end in PPR.
Thank you.
Great call, buddy.
Thanks.
All right. You going to start any defense here?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday Night Football.
Oh boy.
The Buccaneers at the Cowboys. Start Ceedee. Start Dowdle if you'd like. But just beware, the Tampa defense has been solid and stiffened up against the run.
Right.
Not so much through the air. But listen, they've been tough on the ground as of late. I mean, could that fall through the cracks? Sure, it could. To me, Dowdle is not an elite NFL talent. So there's cause for concern, but also, does the volume supersede any of that concern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think Dowdle is a what this week? RB2 flex? He's kind of in the middle somewhere, riding back and forth. It kind of needs to get in the end zone.
Right.
Looking better. I wish Dak was there. That would help.
Yeah,
I think that would help a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, if you've got Dowdle and you've been using him here lately and he got you to the semifinals, I mean, keep riding it. But just, again, the Buccaneers defense has tightened up on the ground. Again, not through the air. I want to start Jake Ferguson because tight ends have dismantled the Tampa defense since week 4. In a pinch, you certainly can.
Yeah.
It might be your best option.
You've probably been
matchup-wise.
starting Jake Ferguson all season.
Well,
you've drafted him probably to be your starting tight end.
I mean, there's no reason you can't have. I used Hawk in this a lot because a lot of people took a starting tight end and then waited and took Hawkinson. Like you might be in that boat. In that boat, I'll start Hawkinson. But if you have a tight end that's like the same kind of level as Ferguson has been this year, you could make the matchup argument for Ferguson.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start your Bucks.
Yeah.
Baker.
Yeah.
Mike Evans.
Uh-huh.
Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
He's healthy and playing. Rashad White.
Yeah.
Kate Otten is doubtful. So I don't think.
Womp.
That's an area where the Cowboys have actually been good on defense. But he's not going to play. He's pretty well phased out anyways.
Yeah.
He was kind of getting tough to start ever since Evans returned. Like if Otten was playing, I'd start Ferguson over Otten.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's about it. Bucky Irving was questionable. He's not. You're starting Bucky Irving and you're starting Rashad White. You're starting Mike Evans. You're starting Baker.
Yeah.
Like you start all of these guys.
Yeah.
A defense.
Bucks.
Start the Bucks.
Yeah, they're on my boom list.
I think you. Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah, you could. There's options I like better, but you could certainly start the Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Move on to Monday Night Football. The Saints at the Packers. It's not likely that Kamara plays. It looks like he's doubtful, so he's out. So I'm not starting any Saints unless I'm backed into some kind of corner. Okay, the CMC argument. You had CMC, then you had Mason, then you had Garendo. How about Kendre Miller?
I like him.
Yeah, I don't love it. In Green Bay, Monday night, I just don't want to start any Saints. But if you missed out on Jerome Ford, maybe you can't get your hands on Madison.
I like Kendre Miller more than Madison.
Okay. All right.
Definitely not more than Jerome Ford, but
this is a backed into a corner start.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
If you lost Kamara, I mean.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like it's the. Imagine you had because Kamara fell. Oh, jeez. Imagine you had CMC and Kamara.
Oh.
And now you're like, oh, I'm starting Patrick Taylor and Kendre Miller this week in the semis.
Oh.
Yeah, and maybe you had Garendo and Kamara last week, and you're like, all right, things are looking good. And then, oh, geez, here we go again.
Man, that's
yeah. And you might have to start him at that point.
Ugh.
All right, Nick, are we starting Jordan Love? I am.
Yeah.
I'm starting him at home
New
against
Orleans
the Saints.
Isn't good.
No, I'm starting him at home against the Saints.
Yeah.
Smash start Josh Jacobs. He should have a damn good game.
Yeah.
Pick a Packers receiver. Watson, Reed, or Dobbs?
No.
You got to pick one.
No.
Well, you're going to have to.
Okay. Jordy Nelson.
I'll go Jaden Reed.
Romeo Dobbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Reed. I hate this. It's just every week it's an absurdly stressful call. I'm just going to go with the guy who gets used in multiple ways and hoping he hits on a big play. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
How about Tucker Kraft?
No.
I will if I have to, but it doesn't feel good. He's very talented tight end. I've got real dynasty interest in him.
Sure.
The problem is he could get 2 targets. He could get 7 targets.
Yeah.
He could get you 10 PPR points on 2 targets. He could get you 3.
Right. Yeah.
He could get you 15 points on 7 targets, or he could get you 5.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's too hard to trust in the now, but I do like his future upside.
Sure.
I would start Ferguson over him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for the game. Oh, smash start the Packers defense.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm playing against them in a league, and it's like, and it's Monday night, and it's like, dude, and I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
I'm going to be done, and I'm going to watch this guy with Josh Jacobs and the Packers defense climb. Like, if I'm ahead, I get to watch him climb back in, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I hope I have
like a
huge
40-plus point lead.
Yeah, I know.
And that might not be enough.
No, everything's boosted in that league.
Oh.
I mean, you get points for everything, as do the defenses.
Good luck.
Yeah, they start with 30 instead of 10, which is standard.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Sorry.
So we don't do kickers in that league. My argument to setting the league up this way was, if we're using defenses, we are not playing this game where they get you 7 or 9 fantasy points a week. If we're going to use them, then they are going to be a usable piece on your roster. And I said teams score way too high these days.
Yeah.
You have to account for the like, if you give up 20 points in a game and you just have standard defensive settings, you'll get like a 5.
Yeah.
That's like, if you have a team to 20 points, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we've adjusted, and you get points for everything, like a pick and the yards with the pick.
Oh, I love it.
So if you get like a 50-yard pick 6, you get the yardage, the pick, and the touchdown.
Nice. I like it.
Well, here's the deal. The podcast league is set up like that.
Yeah, that's super.
Is it not 30? What is it? What is it that it starts with? I am in a league.
I think
that
it is
starts
30.
With, is it 30?
It's 30.
Okay,
yeah, I
thought so.
I'm pretty sure it's 30.
Okay. Yeah, so that's just a quick note on defense. I think.
like it.
I think, especially in deeper leagues, if you're going to utilize because people are starting to fade defenses and kickers.
Yeah.
If you are
I
going
boost
to
my kickers in my league.
I'm in a league.
Boost them big time.
Yes, I'm in a league that still uses
just
kickers.
Attempting a 50-plus yarder, they get a point for it in my leagues. Even if they miss, they get a point. And you don't lose a point if you miss a 50-plus.
Oh, but if you miss closer, you do.
You do.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, if you miss closer, and I have it to where if you miss like a 20, I think it's 25 or lower, I want to say. I have it to where you lose more points for a closer kick to like balance it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember one year I had Matt Prater, and he had like a game where he attempted 3 over 55. So I got an extra 3 points out of it. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm in one where extra points are worth 2.
I like it.
Yep. And then
it makes them worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 yards is worth 4. 0 to 30 is worth 4.
Mm-hmm.
31 to 40 is worth 5. 41 to 50 is worth 6. Anything beyond 50 is worth 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
that setup.
Yeah.
I like it. It makes them usable. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That's it for the games. Let's move on to Tyler's Week 16 DFS. He didn't send them in.
Didn't send one.
He didn't send one.
No.
Did you put one together?
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't even think about it until you just said it.
Well, we've moving on. We've had
it's been a day.
It sounds like you and I had really bad days on the road. It's really snowy here.
It's bad.
The weather's not great. And Nick and I both deliver in rear-wheel drive vehicles, and it's just it makes no sense. We live in north central Pennsylvania. It's insane.
The roads are terrible.
Yeah, not a good day. There's been a lot of bad news over the course of the last couple of days, and personally, it's just not been a good week.
Yeah.
But we're here for you.
Yeah.
For those 4 of you listening, we're here for you.
That's right.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to sneaky start of the week then.
Let's do it.
All right. I've got Jalen McMillan at the Cowboys. I like it, man.
Yeah.
Like 23 or 22.5% first read target share? Is that it?
Yeah.
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 Or first read looks.
Yes.
Sorry. He's been like the first read 23% of the time here in the past 2.
Yes.
In the past 2.
I think that's what you sent me.
Yep. That's incredible.
I love it.
It's against the Cowboys. The nice comfy dome, no weather to
like every cornerback is hurt on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen McMillan. Now this is one of those. It's like, man, I lost Garendo, right? He was a flex for me. Do I want to start one of these running backs you can add? Your Madison, your Ford, your Patrick Taylor. Like, do you want to go that way? Kendre Miller? Or do you want to go Jalen McMillan?
Ford and Miller over McMillan. McMillan over the rest.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
My other one is Amir Abdullah, just to kind of go with the Madison thing we talked about. I don't know which way to lean.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be people starting Madison this week.
Yeah.
There just is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lean to Amir Abdullah as the sneaky call.
Okay.
Okay. What do you got?
Tyler Higbee, tight end for the Rams.
Really?
He's finally back from that awful knee injury when Kirby Joseph took out his legs last year.
That was bad.
So he's finally back. We've seen Colby Parkinson be good in the offense. Tyler Higbee has been a part of that offense for years now.
Okay.
Maybe, like you said,
listen, this is called sneaky start.
You're throwing stuff at the wall. So
what if your only tight end and you've been just like, well, this is where I'm at, has been Cade Otton?
Yep. Or Cade Otton. You say you had Evan Ingram and Cade Otton.
Yeah. Brenton Strange has already been picked up.
Strange got picked up. Because you were like, well, I've got Cade Otton. I'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah.
And then now Cade Otton's out. Tyler Higbee's out there.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Is that the only one you got?
It's the only one I got.
God, lazy. All right. Let's move on to my favorite. Would you rather? Ready?
Yeah.
Quarterback. Would you rather Caleb Williams versus the Lions or Anthony Richardson versus the Titans? By the way, the Titans have given up 5 rushing scores to quarterbacks.
Caleb Williams versus the Lions.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. I actually think Caleb Williams can have a top 10 fantasy week this week. He's comfy at home in Chicago.
Yeah.
Lions defense is way more beat up than they were just a few weeks ago when these guys played, and Caleb Williams was fine against them, and that was away. I actually think Caleb Williams could have a nice week here.
Yeah, I like it.
That last week was the worst game he's had since this coordinator took over. Yeah. I like him, man.
I like it.
He just needs some time, but this could be a splash game for him.
I like it.
Nice bounce back here too. Mm-hmm. Would you rather Aaron Rodgers versus the Rams or Matt Stafford at the Jets?
Ooh. Give me Aaron Rodgers against the Rams.
I'll take Stafford after that nonsense last week. I think Rodgers cools off, Stafford heats up.
Rodgers will cool off, but I think he's really gonna target Devontae or Garrett Wilson. Sorry.
Well, I hope so.
After last week, so
I need it. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Would you rather Tua versus the 49ers or Jordan Love versus the Saints?
Jordan Love versus the Saints.
Jordan Love versus the Saints for me as well.
Yeah.
On to running back. Would you rather Jonathan Taylor versus the Titans or Brian Robinson versus the Eagles?
Oh, I started to roll my eyes when you said Jonathan Taylor against the Titans because that's a hard start. But the talent level makes me want to take Jonathan Taylor.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
No disagreements. Would you rather Aaron Jones at the Seahawks or Bucky Irving at the Cowboys?
Bucky Irving?
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
I think so.
I like them both.
Yeah.
But I'll lean Bucky a little bit. That Cowboys run defense is
bad.
Awful.
Yeah.
Next, running backs. Would you rather Jerome Ford at the Bengals or Kendre Miller at the Packers?
It's funny. So I've been saying Jerome Ford the whole time this podcast, so stick with that. Jerome Ford.
It's matchup for me.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
Receivers. Would you rather Jawan Jennings at the Dolphins or Terry McLaurin versus the Eagles?
Jawan Jennings.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Would you rather Drake London versus the Giants or Zay Flowers versus the Steelers? Michael Penix's first game. Rashad Bateman, I think. Is it Bateman? I believe is out. Let me double check before you. Do you want me to answer it? Do you want me to check that before you answer it? That matters a little bit.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
He's questionable. I believe he's dealing with a concussion. I think. No, it's a foot. Somebody else is dealing with a concussion.
I feel like everybody's hurt this week.
Missed practice Thursday. Used a walking boot Thursday morning and afternoon.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zay Flowers.
They asked Harbaugh about him. He's like, I don't have anything to report on.
Oh, okay. Zay Flowers.
He's like, I have nothing to report. And it's like, okay, thanks. Yeah, give me. Zay Flowers scores more than 11 this week. Let's go, Zay.
Okay.
I like a. He's going to push 20 this week.
14.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather Jacoby Myers versus the Jaguars or DJ Moore versus the Lions?
Now that I know Aiden O'Connell's playing, give me Jacoby Myers. It's a good matchup.
Boy, this is actually a tough one for me. Give me DJ Moore.
Got to share with two other guys.
He dropped 23 against Detroit last time they played, and they're softer now. They lost another corner.
They did.
So I'm going to go with DJ Moore. Here's my thing. If I feel Caleb bounces back, I think DJ Moore bounces back with him.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think he had like 14 last week against Minnesota. Yeah. The Minnesota pass defense is not good.
All right.
The Detroit pass defense is not good, and they just lost another corner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Give me DJ Moore. You took Jacoby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. JSN versus the Vikings or Cooper Kupp at the Jets?
JSN?
Give me Cooper Kupp on a bounce back.
Yeah. I think he will bounce back, but JSN.
Yeah, I'm actually at a 14-man league, semifinals this week. I have them both in my lineup.
Ooh, goodness.
Pretty happy with that. And I have Nico. Tight end. Would you rather Brenton Strange at the Raiders or Jake Ferguson, I didn't put who he plays, versus the Buccaneers? Brenton Strange at the Raiders or Jake Ferguson versus the Buccaneers?
Brenton Strange.
Give me Ferguson's not been good. Strange has had like 11. All right, give me Brenton Strange.
Yeah.
Last one. TJ Hawkinson at the Seahawks or Mark Andrews versus the Steelers?
Oh, man.
I'll take
Andrews was bad against the Steelers, so I'll take
Hawk. 4 PPR
and
points.
Hawk was really good against the Bears, so
give me Hawk.
I'll go Hawk.
First touchdown incoming.
Okay.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Trey McBride will also score a touchdown this week.
Sure.
They made it a point that they know. They are very aware.
They sure are.
Yeah, I'm going to put a little bet on DraftKings that he's going to score 2 this week because I think they're just going to pepper him with red zone targets.
Yeah, why not get him 1? Or why get him 1 when you can get him 2?
Right.
All right. I don't really have any final thoughts. Mitchell, do you?
Good luck in the semifinals, boys. Hope you're there.
I'll piggyback on that.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas too.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Pay attention to Twitter. I'll be posting there, letting people know some starts and stuff like that. The guys are going to give me information, so I'll hook you guys up there.
Right on. We appreciate it. All right, that's it for today's show. Again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in and giving us your support. There will not be another show until Friday, December 27th. We will fit in as much as we can in one show. But for the Christmas games, you're on your own. Sorry.
Good luck.
We'll try to get some info posted on our Twitter for you for those games, as Nick alluded to. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our Spotify, Twitter, and YouTube. It's how we survive. Good luck in the semifinals. See you next time, everybody.
See ya.